This is such a weird game, but let's break this down. How do you see this going? We got Pittsburgh -5.5. We got over under at 42.5. I'll tell you, that seems a little high with these two teams. What's your breakdown on this one?
Yeah, look, it's always a tough game to bet when you're talking Thursday Night Football. I mean, look what happened last week. I did, for the record, come on the program last week, say take the Giants plus the points. We didn't need them. They beat the Eagles outright. It's still early in the week, obviously, but here's what I know, okay, going to our Survivor discussion. I want no part of the Cincinnati Bengals in this game or really any other game for the remainder of the season. I don't think the Bengals are winning more than 2 games the rest of the season. Right now, I've got them power rated as the dead last team in the entire league. 32nd out of 32 teams. I know there's a lot of other metrics out there that support that assessment. I just saw Ben Baldwin with his weekly tweet with the tiers. Cincinnati sitting right there in last. And coming into the season, we knew the Bengals were a stars and scrubs roster. Andy, well, as we all know, they lost their biggest star, quarterback Joe Burrow, to a likely season-ending injury. I don't think Burrow's going to be rushing to come back. And now, since he's going with 40-year-old Joe Flacco, who admittedly is probably an upgrade over Jake Browning, but he gave a game effort. Flacco did this past Sunday against Green Bay, first start with the team. He had just arrived. But the Bengals still lose 27-18 and were outgained by 2.5 yards per play. That game should not have been that close. Meanwhile, in a 4-0 sweep for yours truly in NFL Week 6, the Steelers were actually my game of the week. I laid the 5.5 against the Browns. I was joking with some friends on Sunday who were over the house. It was probably the first time in 10 years, Andy, I bet the Steelers as a favorite because they always seem to win close, so I never like laying points with them. But the play, it was more about fading the Browns. They were in a horrible spot, returning from London, playing a third straight road game, no buys in the mix, while the Steelers were coming off a bye. So a huge situational edge there for the black and gold. It obviously ended up being a 23-9 win and cover. We mentioned the record on the show, 8-0. I want to give something out here to the people. I'm not 100% certain I'm going to get to the window on this myself. You can always check back at wt.buzz/BP. I'll post it for free if I do. But what I've settled on for Thursday right now, Steelers team total over 23.5. You can bet this right now, -125 at DraftKings. Look, Bengals defense, guys, it's horrible. They've allowed 27 or more points each of the last 4 games. Meanwhile, the Steelers, they're averaging 23.8 points per game for the season, so right at that team total. But they've faced mostly good defenses, Andy. Browns, Vikings, Patriots, Seahawks. The one time Aaron Rodgers and company faced a bad defense was the season opener against the Jets, and they ended up scoring 34 there. So I think what I want to do with this, end of the day, I want to take Joe Flacco out of the handicap. I think there's a lot of variance there. He's got good receivers to throw to now, which was not the case here in Cleveland. So maybe he'll be better. I don't know. Let's just leave the Bengals out of the offense, out of the equation here. The Steelers just had 5 scoring drives against the Browns defense that is one of the best in the league. 3 of them were field goals, but I think they should put up a decent number of points here on Thursday against a horrible, horrible Cincinnati Bengals defense.
Yeah, I thought that was a real statement game for Pittsburgh. We know the Browns are terrible, but their defense is good. The fact that they were able to move the ball on them was quite interesting. I started Jaylen Warren on a fantasy team, and I did not have high expectations. So I watched that game. I was like, wow, they're running the ball here. So yeah, I like that handicap.
And something else, going back to the Survivor discussion and will Pittsburgh win this game? There's a lot of talk. I was having a discussion this morning with somebody about if the Steelers win this game, and I presume they will, is there going to be value on betting the Ravens to make the playoffs? The Ravens are off this week. They're 1-5, but I don't know if you've looked at the schedule yet. It's a very favorable schedule coming out of the bye when presumably Lamar Jackson will be back. Why am I bringing that up right now? I think the Steelers, there is a real impetus right now. They know, that was the reason I took against the Browns. They have the chance to really put some separation between themselves and the rest of the AFC North with not just the win on Sunday, but a win here as well. Again, don't want to lay it, but I do think the Steelers are going to win. And, chances are they're going to put up some points against this crummy Bengals defense.
It's $5 Tuesday, Brian. What do you have up for everyone at Wager Talk?
It is. So I mentioned in that Steelers breakdown that it was a 4-0 sweep in NFL Week 6. You go back to last Monday, the previous Monday night, I've won 5 straight in the NFL. And plays that I believe if you listening, Kelly Stewart would really be proud of. Had the Jags over the Chiefs last Monday. Talked about it last week on the show. I had the Giants over the Eagles on Thursday. Steelers were my game of the week on Sunday. Hit my teaser on Sunday. And then last night, it was the Atlanta Falcons outright over the Buffalo Bills. I knew that second half was going to be miserable watch when they didn't get that touchdown at the end of the half. It's the Falcons, everybody. You knew it was going to be a 90-minute stuff, but we got there, outright win. So I thought to myself, man, after sweeping the board in NFL Week 6, what a nice thing it would be if I offered my first bet in Week 7 for just $5. And you can get it right now at my page, wt.buzz/BP. It is a 4% best bet. I'll warn you, you're not going to like it. Except when it cashes on Sunday.